Let's move this back home now into a very serious story that happened overnight and about 5:30 we started getting reports coming in of an explosion that was rocking the CBD in Johannesburg, which has now claimed one life, 12 people in hospital, around 43 people injured, and scores of devastation caused. But let's go over to Nozintombi Mia. She is there. She actually has now visuals of the incident and where it happened. The road completely closed off, but Nozintombi, we can see that major crack that is there. I mean, I don't know what to call it actually. I mean, it's scary. Imagine being on top of that in a vehicle. That's the reality of what was going on. Perhaps you can explain to us what you're seeing, because just on the visuals we're getting is already hair-raising.
Absolutely, and I mean, it is absolutely unreal what we're seeing. Where I'm standing, I'm literally standing on the cracks in the middle of the road. Let's start walking. I just want to show you a little bit. We're trying to get a bit closer. Just go onto the curb, please. We're trying to get a little bit closer on the curb so that you can just have a look at what we're seeing now. I mean, you can literally see the cracks. And the police are trying to move us a little bit backwards, but you can sort of see the cracks on the road here. That we are seeing here. The police officers are trying to maintain some level of law and order, but I mean, you can't see the cracks. I'm just going to ask Kina to just give you a wider shot as we move towards the curb itself, just to show you what it looks like. I mean, it literally looks like the road has caved in completely. And I'm going to ask my camera colleague Kina to just sort of zoom in as she shows you these visuals, but it looks like the earth has literally just caved in. Some of the people who are living here, who are living in these apartments here, are still standing in bewilderment, just confused and utterly dazed about what it is that had happened, and still trying to make sense of what it is that happened. A lot of the shops that are at the bottom here of Lillian Ngoyi have been closed off, and these are some of the cars as well that are parked on the curbside. These are some of the cars that we hear from last night and still have not been moved. But you can just get a sense, Leanne, of the utter devastation, the confusion, the shock, the absolute horror. I mean, police are trying to maintain a very close sense of law and order. They are trying to make sure that everybody is safe. They are trying to keep the media as safe as possible, as the mayor of the city of Johannesburg is. But Leanne, we are just going to close off on that shot here that we're seeing here. There is no smell of gas in the air. There's no sense that there's the fog of gas in the air. It's literally quite clear. People are just sort of walking around trying to take stock of what's happening. The people that are living here are trying to take stock of what's happening. We did see a bit earlier that the K9 unit had released at least 3 or 4 K9s to do a sniffer test to try and see whether or not there were any people that were trapped underground in the road or in any of the areas that had been affected. We are going to walk further upwards just to show you where the cars are in the next crossing. But Leanne, we are going to leave it here for now, where you're seeing the visuals of the road, the cracks. It really is utter devastation. It is not business as usual, and it's really something that one just wouldn't expect to see in the city of Johannesburg. And the people are calling for answers, and they want to know what caused this explosion and how it can be circumvented in the future. We're going to hand over back to you, studio, now, and move to an ad break.